going live again. So, prophetic mastery moments. We're calling it now. We're up to day 20. I hope that you're enjoying it. If you are, please share, please comment, please follow, like, do whatever it is that you know to do to help us get the message out there. If you're interested as well, pop into the comments and you'll find a link there where you will be able to sign up and get free activations and training straight to your email box. So you can go have a look at my bio and receive emails straight into your inbox that will actually teach you all sorts of things regarding the prophetic. Each time I go live, there will be an email that will be written in the following weeks that will cover this and that will give you activations to step into what it is that I am teaching you. So, what am I going to talk to you about today? Hearing the audible voice of God. Is this really a way that people hear from Him? Is it only for the elite, or could it really happen to anyone? Could it happen to you? I would be remiss if I did not cover hearing the audible voice of God. It would be wrong to not talk about the more mystical senses in which we can hear from God. Of course, there are some people that have got an acute prophetic gift where they can hear the spiritual, not always fun things that they will hear, but it's learning to actually focus in and say, Jesus, what do you have to say about this? But I will talk about that in a minute. The audible voice of God. I know it sounds very dramatic, rare, and maybe even questionable. But there are so many examples of this throughout the Bible that we must not discount the possibility for ourselves. I want you to think about the examples that we see in the Bible before you discount this. If you can see it in the Bible, if you can find it in the scriptures, then it is available to you. Think of Samuel as a young boy. We see in 1 Samuel 3, there is an interaction between God and Samuel and Eli, Samuel's mentor. We can read at 1 Samuel 3, 8 to 9, Samuel. And Samuel got up and went to Eli and said, here I am. You called me. Then Eli realized this is the third time that Samuel got up and said to Eli, you called me. Then Eli realized that the Lord was calling the boy. So Eli told Samuel, go and lie down. And if he calls you, say, speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. So Samuel went and lay down in his place. So have a look at that. Read that scripture. It's fascinating because we see that God is calling to Samuel. Samuel, he says. And Samuel thinks it's Eli. It's so loud. It's so real. He thinks that it's Eli that is calling to him. And it takes Eli a few goes of realizing eventually he goes, oh, this is what's happening. This is why we need mentors to help point the way. Samuel was actually hearing the audible voice of the Lord. He heard it so clearly that he thought it was Eli calling him. And it took 3 times, as I said, before Eli realized what was happening, that God himself was speaking out loud to the young Samuel. This wasn't symbolic. This wasn't metaphorical. This was audible. And while seemingly rare, we must not discount the idea that we might hear the audible voice of the Lord. So let's have a look at another example in the New Testament this time. If we have a look at John 12, 28 to 30, and I'll read it from my notes. Father, glorify your name. Then a voice came from heaven. I have glorified it and will glorify it again. The crowd that was there and heard it said, it had thundered. Others said, an angel had spoken to him. Here's what fascinates me about this passage. The same sound was interpreted differently by different people. Some thought it was God's voice. Other people thought it thundered, while still others thought it was an angel speaking. The same audible sound multiple interpretations. So, this tells us something really important, that God can speak audibly, but we need wisdom to discern what we're hearing. So, here's what I believe that we all must understand, myself included. Whether we've ever experienced this or not, is biblical, it's real, and it's possible. God is not limited to whispers in our spirit. He can speak out loud when He chooses. But here's the key. Here's the absolute important element that we must hold on to. When we hear something audible, whether it's our name being called out loud, a voice we can't identify, or a sound that seems supernatural, we must, one, test it against scripture. Does it align with God's character and word? Is what we're hearing encouraging, comforting, strengthening? 1 Corinthians 14:3. Seek wisdom. Ask God for understanding about what we heard. If He spoke, He is going to help you unpack what it is that He is saying to you. If you're not sure, wait, listen. Be aware of the fact that He may speak to you. You know, 2 or 3 witnesses, He will confirm a thing. Ask Him to confirm what it was that you heard or what it was that you feel He's actually saying to you. 3, remember Proverbs 3:6. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. 4, don't force it. God speaks audibly when He chooses, not on demand. And 5, stay humble. This experience doesn't make us more spiritual than others. It just means that we've heard Him in a different way. Hearing or seeing or feeling or smelling or tasting the spiritual realm in a tangible sense doesn't make us spiritual superheroes. You know, there are some children that are born with this gift fully developed so that they can actually see the angelic. They can see what is going on. It doesn't mean that they have matured in the gift. It just means they have a very powerful gift. They need to learn how to walk in wisdom ways. And I believe that some of you that are watching this or watching the replay of this will come into a situation, into relationships where you are being asked to mentor people who've got a more powerful gift than you, but who don't know how to walk in the wisdom ways. And you'll find a lot of the wisdom ways in these prophetic mastery moments that I am actually releasing on a regular basis. So you've got, so far 20 lives that you can go back and listen to and watch. And of course, if you're looking on Facebook and you can't find the old ones, go across to YouTube and subscribe there. All 20 will be up there, and all of the ones going forwards will be there, because Facebook deletes them after 1 month. So 1, test it against scripture. 2, seek wisdom. Ask God for understanding. Remember, Proverbs 3:6 is point 3. 4, don't force it. God will speak if He wants to. He will not do it on demand. And stay humble, but be aware of the fact that it could be you might be hearing the audible voice of God. You know, have you ever had an experience when this has actually happened to you? Pop it into the comments. Let me know. You know, let other people know. There is, to a degree, depending on the community, safety in numbers. And why do I say that? It's because we need community so that we can stay grounded, so people can challenge us in what it is that we think that we're hearing. It's also a safety element, but you've got to find somewhere that's safe so that people will not think that you're absolutely mad. So have you had an experience where you believe you heard God's voice audibly? Comment. I'd love to hear your story, and I promise I will not think that you are crazy. Are you hearing thunder? Are you hearing the angelic? Or are you hearing the audible voice of God? One of my stories to help you understand what you might be hearing was that when we were in hard lockdown in Melbourne, this is years ago now, obviously, and we were watching a worship service online, and I was sure that I could hear a shofar being played as the worship team of that particular church was worshiping. So I popped into the comments, I can hear a shofar. Is someone playing a shofar? And the comment came back, no, no shofar. What was I hearing? I believe I was hearing the angelic joining in with the worship that was being released from Sydney across my country and around the globe. We can hear the angelic realm, we can hear the spiritual realm, and it's not that mystical. It's not that mystical. We can also feel. Think about Peter being woken up in prison, being knocked awake by the angel. We can see. Think about how commonplace it seemed when Peter got out of prison and he knocked on the door, and the maidservant said, "Oh, it's Peter at the door." And they said, "Don't be silly, it's his angel." They were used to seeing these things. Otherwise, why would they have said that? That's a very strange thing to say. You can also taste and smell, but I'm going to teach these things as we move forwards. But as I said, in the comments, there is a link there where you can actually sign up and receive our emails, and into your inbox every week, you'll get an explanation of teaching and some activations as well. It's great to see you, Betty. Now, in the meantime, I have also got a free training next week. So please come along and join us. I will just see if I can find the link. I just realized I haven't popped it up, but come along. It is free. Yes, there is an upgrade to VIP. It's free, and you get recordings for 7 days. Recordings for free for 7 days. I'm just popping it in there so you can see the link. And if you want the recording permanently, then yes, there is a $17 upgrade to VIP. And by way of saying thank you for investing into our ministry to help us cover the cost of some of these free trainings that we do, we will give you the recording permanently. But not only that, we give you an extra hour every day. And we do that purely because we want to bless you. We want to bless you. But the main teaching is free. So come along and enjoy. All right. So that's enough from me. Thank you so much. Face red heart shape. Thank you. I don't know what that is, but anyway, thank you. Face red heart shape. So Jesus Christ 3348. It's great to see you, Betty. Lola, it's lovely to see you on the live. Johnny Jean, it's great to see you. All right, well, we'll end there. Much love to you all. I will see how I go at going live soon. Bye for now.